Hey everybody, we broke the lock again. We distracted Olivia with all sorts of wedding nonsense. Carly is busy at jail. So we got another pair of bolt cutters and we broke the lock yet again. And we
Hmm.
have climbed into the Metro Court pool for the skinny dip. Hey everybody, hi, it's me, Matt.
It's me again. Hi,
Hey,
guys.
hey, don't worry, we're not going to be skinny dipping on this. You guys are going to be the one that's skinny dipping as you get the skinny as we dive down deep and dip into what is lovingly known as the confusing ass Pikeman story on General Hospital.
The convoluted
The
Pikeman story,
convoluted, long running, goalposts constantly changing story on General
right?
Hospital the Pike. Well, yeah. These things happen. We've seen it time and time again. There's a lot of commentary on the internet. You all are here hanging out with us on the internet. Of course, we have seen what people say on the internet, as I assume you've seen what people say on the internet as well. And people are getting kind of to their wits' end when it comes to WTF is going on when it comes to this particular story, especially since it's been going on for so long now.
Like over a year, right?
Well over a year. It was January of last year, I think. Maybe even 2 years ago that Valentin visited Sonny. Let me get you the exact date here in our official
Oh
source
my
of Pikeman
gosh, I think
info.
it is that long.
December 1st, 2022. So just over a year. So a year and 5 months or so. Almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kelly. Kelly's here. Kelly said she's calling the PCPD, but she thinks we're safe. So hopefully she's calling them about something else. Because, I
I can
bypassed
tell
the
you know
alarm and
what?
the cameras up here.
Back in the day, I
Yeah.
don't remember the details at all,
Mm-hmm.
really. But back in the day, Luke was fighting with Frank Smith
Yeah.
forever. Just think about, like forever.
Mm-hmm. Forever. Fighting. Like fist
Forever.
fighting or just being rivals too.
Just rivals forever,
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Well, those
Finally,
long time rivalries are a lot of fun. And in this Pikeman story, we're getting a little bit of that. The rivalry between Anna and Valentine is beginning to heat up once again.
yes.
Clearly, Brennan,
Vanna is over.
Vanna is over and they're back to being enemies.
Vanna has a new description. It's not over. It's just different.
It's very different. It's still a Vanna. It's still a Vanna relationship.
Yeah,
And
it
one,
is.
one
It
that we're kind
is.
of used to seeing. It's not like Vanna, Anna, and Valentine haven't been on opposite sides of a situation before.
But they're not jumping in a chamber being like exposed to some kind of like
No, no,
jerky
no,
thing
no. The
on
I'm
inside
going to
the
die
guy
if you
together. No,
die
that's not
tonight in
happening.
Greenland is
No, that's not
over.
happening. That's over.
Hey, Linda. Linda's with us too. And Linda, too, she says, is getting tired of the Pikeman story. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay to feel a little fatigued by it, especially since I said in the little intro, the goalposts on this thing have moved quite a bit over the last year and a half.
It's not that I it's not that I'm really sick. I'm not really sick of it. Not
Mm-hmm.
really. But it is just so lengthy. And
It
it
is.
seems like, with everything that's went on, with strikes this and strikes that, and white writers, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of. Have you guys ever been to San Francisco with the windiest road
Lombard
that
Street.
makes no sense? What's that
Lombard.
street called?
It's called Lombard
Remember?
Street, and it just twists and
Yes,
turns and
and
turns.
it does that, it does that, it does that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Sort of like that.
It's kind
Sort
of
of.
what it is. That's kind of what it is. Well, okay. So, I mean, I think the reasoning behind Lombard Street is because it's a pretty steep hill that it's on, and they couldn't just do a straight road. Otherwise, people were going to crash, and so they just twisted it and twisted it and twisted it and twisted it.
And people actually live on that road, y'all.
Yeah, they do. They do. I'm sure it's very, very, very expensive.
Very, very expensive and very, very inconvenient.
But so that's a great analogy though, because from one perspective, when you're going down, then it's like, did they not know where they wanted to finish this road off? Because back and forth and this and that and twist and twist and twist and twist, and eventually it does dump you out. But
Hmm.
the path is long and there's a lot to travel to get there.
Yeah.
Because we've gone from what is Pikeman? Oh, are they the East Coast mob? Are they Cyrus? are they the boss? Like, there was a lot of like, well, this could be Pikeman. And then a few months go on, and they're like, oh, well, no, this is Pikeman then. And then a few weeks and a few
Yes.
months go on, and you're like, oh, well, then this is Pikeman. And
Yes.
none of it actually turned out to be what the reality of Pikeman is.
No.
And I can't say that was them trying to keep the audience off base. I think what you hit on the nail on the head perfectly was we started the thing, we started the story, then strike writers came in, and they had to do something. They ran out of outline, and that's when Dex came in. I think and, like planted the. I don't know exactly when it all came down. I'm not good with dates. Uh,
I tried to actually, I went online today
mm-hmm.
and tried to like search things out and try
Yeah.
to, so I understood more.
Mm-hmm.
But then some things came a little more confusing. So I don't know
It didn't
if
help.
that helped me at all.
It didn't
Really?
help. Well, I mean, maybe Kelly will remember because Kelly's really good with facts because she
Okay.
stays up to date on stuff and watches a lot of interviews.
Uh-huh.
Like what like date ranges would I consider strike time on General Hospital? I'm not even sure like what month to consider it. We're doing the podcast and reacting to it as it goes, but I
Mhm.
don't remember necessarily what was 8 episodes ago for us.
Right. 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 So, what I want to understand is, because I'm not quite sure,
Mm-hmm.
why were Cyrus and Mason and Austin ever involved? And why does Austin need to be dead?
Kelly says she Googles everything. She's not a genius. Why is Austin dead? We don't really have that answer right now as to why Austin's dead.
Yeah,
There was barely even a hiccup reaction amongst the characters in the cast over the fact that he died. I think it even took them like 48 hours for somebody even in Port Charles to hear about it.
it did. It seemed that way.
So we don't even know who did it.
Poor Austin.
Yeah.
He does not deserve to have a Dex. I mean, not a Dex, a Dev kind of death.
Eh, eh. I'm gonna get some milk on the way back from this ambulance ride. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Oh man, what a long running gag. Like you have to be a long time listener of 10th Florida to be following along with that. I'm gonna go get some milk. Reaction to somebody's death. So yeah, you got the Deb reaction for sure. People
You
just kind
did.
of moved on with their lives and nobody really cared. Uh,
Not even Maxie, not
not
really.
even really Maxie, no, because they'd been really broken up by that point, and I think he was supposed to be moving back to Pawtuck anyway, or like he testified on Cyrus's behalf when it was like, "This my life is too dirty. I'm out of here." And
Hmm.
then they shoot him and he's dead, and now he doesn't have to worry
And I
about
didn't
having a
really
dirty life.
understand. I really didn't understand why. And they just told us with leverage that the reason why he was in Cyrus's corner so much was
Mm-hmm.
just because out of loyalty for what he did for him.
Yeah. So it
Now,
was he couldn't get through medical school.
while we were watching, though,
We were
we
like,
always
"Oh,
got the
buddy,
feeling that he was being
oh,
blackmailed in
buddy."
some way.
So yeah, so we were watching. So they definitely so Cyrus, Mason, and Austin are not
Hmm.
pikemen, were not pikemen, did not work with pikemen, were not connected to pikemen in any way, shape, or form. The way that it played out, as I recall it on screen, and as I confirmed uh, in my research today.
Sort of.
My computer came up with like a boopity boop. It gave me a sound, but I have no idea why. I'm making sure I'm still on the internet. It looks like we're still good.
Okay.
Anyway, so the way I remember it playing out was Cyrus had Mason push that fake nanny into Sonny's house so they could get this pikeman schedule essentially because Cyrus was trying to set Sonny up for a fall. But Sonny catches wind of this, figures it out. This is a little da da da. Ava's like, this is a little da da da. It's a little da da da. So they put the fake information in there that the nanny swipes, gives to Cyrus. It's a fake thing. The police come. There's nothing in the boxes, or there's coffee in the boxes, or something like that.
Yep.
Embarrassed,
Yep. Yep.
embarrassed, embarrassed. Austin is dead. Mason goes to jail because he had kidnapped Ava during this period to push Austin into, because he was banging Ava,
Hmm.
to push Austin into testifying on behalf of Cyrus so he can be paroled.
Hmm.
And all of that wasn't about Pikeman. All of that was trying to get Sonny get Sonny to go down and release Cyrus from prison. Whew. And now Austin's dead. Hey, Melissa's
He
here.
is.
Hey, Melissa.
We're gonna find out who killed him someday.
When it's story appropriate for us to find out, as it stands right now, it's fun because
It's still me.
it's super fun because so much time has passed and we have new writers that Austin is dead. Somebody shot him and nobody did it.
Yeah.
Like until it is decided that somebody did it to enforce whatever story it would enforce. Nobody has
And
done
he
this.
clearly
Nobody killed
recognized the
him.
person, the way it was filmed, the way it was told to us. He clearly recognized the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's somebody that we would recognize at this point in time as well. They could, this cousin, this Gio Cerulo that's coming in next week, possibly to play the violin and capture the heart of Trina. But then also they keep on saying like teenager, so also at the same time, maybe he's coming in to capture the heart of Aiden. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Only time will tell. Watch the show and don't react too early, folks. Wait for the story to happen. But they could decide that he was the one that shot Austin. They had a connection before. He recognizes Gio. What the heck are you doing here? Pow, 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 gets shot. And they decided that it was Gio Cerulo that did it because it enforces whatever story and enhances whatever story he's in. So it's super fun for me right now because nobody did it and everybody did it. It could be Jocelyn. It could have been Dex. It could have been Cyrus. It could have been the freaking dude from Mars. It could have been Heather. It could have been Esme. It could have been Trina. It could have been Spencer. It could have been Casey the alien. Melissa says everyone's rolling in. Yeah, Blink is here. DeHevelin's running here. You know what, folks? I ran an experiment today, and it has worked out. All right, well, there's a couple of things, so I need to test the variables. Number one, I advertised this edition of the Skinny Dip a little bit more than I had in the past. Number two, we've been consistent. This is our third one.
Oh my gosh, Matt.
Yeah.
With everything I've done online, with my selling stuff, nothing beats being consistent.
Nothing beats being consistent. Yeah, it's
nothing.
True. It's true.
Nothing.
I see it in the audio numbers too. If I'm lazy and don't upload the podcast fast enough, if I do it on a Tuesday instead of a Sunday or something, hundreds of people don't tune in. The third thing I did,
because they stop relying on us.
Well, so there is a little bit of a ripple effect too. If I do that for too many weeks too long, there is a bit of a suffer. However, I will say we have a pretty loyal fan base. Once I get back on regularity, it increases back up as people are able to reliably listen to us on a Sunday night or a Monday morning.
Because once y'all love us, you love us.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Anyway, the third thing that I did was I put 4 character names in the title, and 4 character names that continue to prove pretty valuable to us when it comes to the search algorithm. Now, you could either say it's some sort of deep conspiracy, as Google is working with Disney to ensure that these characters stay on top, or you can just, lean into the reality of the fact that people are looking for content about Sonny, Jason, Carly, Valentin, and Anna. And so these are some of the names.
Could change.
Right.
That story's told. As new things rise and fall,
yes,
that could change.
Absolutely, that could change. Say Maurice Bernard decides he wants to take 6 months off. They would give it to him. Mm-hmm. They would happily give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
He takes 6 months off, and suddenly that Sonny isn't necessarily much of a buzzword anymore, especially after 2 months. Anyway, I'm getting all nerdy with you.
Nowhere. He's busy doing stuff. Sonny ain't going nowhere for a little while. My gosh.
He ain't going anywhere. So I'm just saying, so maybe it was just a little more attractive to the algorithm, or maybe you guys are just ready for more 10th floor content. Because Blink's here, DeHevelin is here, Kelly, of course, Melissa, and Linda. Hi. If anybody else is hanging out, say hey. Give me a little shout out in the chat. Maybe Chandra will even show up. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Mother.
Last week wasn't GH, was it? Well, that's an interesting question, Blink. Of course it was General Hospital. It's always General Hospital and is never not General Hospital. Sorry to say, I'm losing the Pikeman story since Carly overheard Jagger and Jason, yada yada. Anytime and somebody includes Carly in something, there's a lot of people on the internet that are just like, I am now tuned out because I don't like the name Carly. It's a dirty word for me. Um, let's just talk about it a little bit. Why not? We got another 35 to 40 minutes to fill.
Why not?
Why not? Carly, in the Pikeman story, to me, makes sense because Jason's kind of in the Pikeman story to a degree. He's working
Yes.
with the FBI, not the WSB, not the DVX, not with Pikeman itself, but the FBI. And the FBI is kind of on the hunt of what it is that's going on with this Pikeman situation, even though they had Jason involved in assassination operations. It's still tangentially connected. Now, did
Yes.
she overhear a conversation between Jason and yada yada? And yeah, of course she did. And in typical Carly fashion, she jumps right in. I can't think of a single time that Carly hasn't heard that Jason is in some sort of situation that she doesn't jump right in.
Absolutely.
Unless he like chains her to the chair and is like, listen, count to 5.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my code
She will
word for
jump
you
in the
have to
deep
listen to
end.
me.
She will jump in the deep end,
Mhm.
and she will not make sure that there's an inch of water or
No.
10 feet.
No,
She won't.
I think that's something that they beautifully covered in really pretty writing in their first conversations that they had in Bobby's when Jason first came back. When he finds out her situation and they talk about the hotel, and then a couple of weeks, a couple of days pass and he's thinking about buying it back for her and is not telling her about it, but is probing her for information and probing Diane for information because they know as soon as they tell one another what it is they're about to do, the other one is going to stop them or tell them not
Yep.
to. Every
Yep.
time. They understand how each other works. So when it comes to including Carly in, you can say, why is she in the Pikeman story? The more appropriate question is, Carly is in the Jason story. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, right? I mean, do you disagree? Do you have different thoughts? Do you have different feelings? Are you annoyed by it? Do you wish you would stay at Bobby's and the Metro Court?
Well, not really. Not really.
I mean, maybe some more time should
So
come.
do you think that fella that you said, the one that got run over by the car?
Yes, that guy. So many moons ago.
That was, yeah, a long time ago, actually.
Mhm.
Got run over by the car. And then after he got run over by the car,
Yes.
they got rid of him. Do you believe that guy, the fella that got run over, do you think he sparked up Anna's house?
Okay, so you're talking about the guy that was Forsyth is who you're talking about. The guy that was hunting Anna kind of off screen.
Yeah,
This is the
but
name
part
that
of
kept on coming
Pikeman,
up.
kind of. But part of Pikeman.
Yeah, it seems as though if I'm reading the story correctly, and we got a number of people in chat this week, so correct me if you remember it differently than I do. But it seems as though Valentin, Forsyth, Brennan, and maybe one other mystery person that we don't know yet, perhaps potentially. I'm not 100% confirmed on that. But at least those 3 guys were responsible for the millions of dollars that went missing, in 1980 or whatever it was, when millions of dollars was much more valuable than it is today. And then they're the ones that used that money to fund the original structure of Pikeman. So Forsyth needed to get this document, this information, which is why Anna's all crazy about her belongings while she's moving this week.
Yeah.
I only have the police force doing this. Right?
Yeah.
So, because of that document that she had, Forsyth needed it because it pointed to them, or at least to him, as a potential person who's responsible for this money going missing. So he tries, they torch the house. Was it Forsyth or somebody else? It's like who shot Austin right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's whoever
It
they
could be
decide did it
Valentin,
when it matters to the story.
It could be Valentin.
I think that it would be a brilliant move if it was Valentin. See, this is the interesting and kind of
Because he
difficult.
knew she wasn't in the house and wouldn't die.
Right. He even commented about knowing that she was jogging. I think there was a few pieces of evidence that pointed to Valentin as the culprit before. There was also evidence that pointed to Jake or Charlotte as the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when Charlotte was starting to get into tarot cards. There was a, this is kind of the challenge of podcasting at this moment in time, because obviously and clearly there's no way of avoiding it or saying that it's not happening. The original direction of a lot of these things has changed. So whoever burned down Anna's house isn't who burned down Anna's house. Whoever they had in
That's where the
mind, whoever,
longboard. That's where the street comes in, you guys.
right, that's where the Lombard thing comes in, right? So even if they had the actual person character who was responsible for it film that scene in the black pants with the camera on them, whoever it may have been,
Yes.
is very likely isn't who it is now. So that's hard, who burned it down? Anybody and nobody. I really can't say until they tell us who burned down Anna's house. And I think that
It
might
really
be,
is anybody but nobody.
and I think that might be some of the problem that some of the fans are having too about being able to absorb and digest some of the story, is that until we're told what's going on, it's everything and nothing. And that's hard. That's hard. I've seen a lot of commentary recently about people really wanting the head writers to do a dang interview. Do a press. Talk to Soap Digest. Release some sort of information about what it is. Not even like, oh, we want this person to be the top. We want to elevate this person in the fans' eyes. But as simple as our focus is our family and crime. Say something, please. That's what people want.
Well, that's not a bad idea, but I would think that the interview would be kind of like just like adjusting my feathers.
Yeah, it would be fluffy, right? A very big fluff piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Like saying it's okay, y'all. We understand, but there wouldn't be all that much information, you know?
Right. It would be a lot of like, hey, this is, it would be a lot of platitudes,
Yeah,
probably a lot of
I think there would
cliches,
be. Yeah, I think there would be.
the sound bites, things that they would want people to retweet around. But when it comes to like, well, our hardcore plan by, November sweeps is going to really put Elizabeth in a position of prominence in which she's leading several stories, I think is kind of what some of the people who are commenting would like to see. Replace Elizabeth with whatever your favorite is, whether it be Trina or Anna or Terry or anybody that you think is being underserviced right now. I don't really know what it would do beyond maybe make people a little more comfortable, but truthfully, I'm not sure there's really anything that they can say other than, we're doing everything that you want. Send us messages with what you personally want to see. That is going to get people to be happy with whatever it is that they say. It's kind of a lose-lose.
But they're also not going to do anything you say.
I mean, they
Probably
not directly, you are never ever going to tweet something out there, and we are never ever going to say something on this podcast that gets Patrick and Elizabeth to say, that's what we're doing.
Of course not.
It's never going to be specifically that, like we said on Sunday.
But do they want us all to be pleased? Of course they do.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be doing their job
right.
if they didn't want us to be pleased with viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to make as many people as happy as possible, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to make as many people as happy as possible, you kind of have to dumb it way down a little bit. I don't know, like, I don't even know if this is a great comparison, but like all of the Marvel movies right now, they made so much money off of them, right? That they're like, we're broadening the audience. We're going to send a lot of different levels of content out there, TV shows, movies, stuff for kids, stuff for teens, stuff for adults. We're going to cast a bunch of young actors that come. But in order to placate and speak to a much general audience, the story quality kind of came down, as they didn't really reach for the stars anymore, because that's too much for a lot of people. It's too out there, it's too goofy, it's too this, too bad, or too anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's a creative.
And maybe
challenge.
they were trying to do it too fast too.
It's possible, Maybe that's a whole deep dive skinny dip next week, is to just talk about the changes and direction and whatever. GH. I don't know, because, as we always say, I'm not back there. I'm not talking to these people. Every once in a
No, we're
while I'll
just
send a
observing
text.
with the rest of y'all, really.
Yeah, talking to you guys and talking to people who might know more than I do,
Right.
but these people could be lying to me too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We just talk to yeah,
You
we're
know?
talking to y'all mostly,
Yeah.
really.
Like if I was really good friends with Nicholas Alexander Chavez, I'd have been like, hey, buddy, were you ever really intending on going back to that show? And he would say yes or no. And I would share that with you if he was comfortable. But I don't have, that sort of like direct access. So I can't even tell you if he really intended to or not.
Hmm.
I could tell you that if they handed him
I
enough
know for
money, he
sure though.
definitely would have
I
come
know
back.
this. I know this for sure. When he got cast as Spencer, he was happy as a duck.
Oh, absolutely.
He's happy as duck in water.
And then when he was cast as
Got
Menendez
cast as
brother,
Spencer because my gosh, look what happened to him.
oh yeah,
Look
big
at the fandom.
explosion.
Look at the fandom
Yeah,
for he and Trina.
oh yeah, oh yeah, big explosion of just attention, money,
Wonderful. Good for
attention,
him.
attention, money, money, attention, money.
Yeah.
Then the Patreon and one-on-one fan content and hundreds of, not I can't say hundreds of thousands, but definitely a lot of people
Yeah.
telling you how great and pretty and beautiful and wonderful and amazing and how untouchable and awesome you are. That's not a knock against the people who are saying that. That is a compliment
No.
to somebody who gets to experience that
Yeah.
in their life. Like,
What? And I want him to do well, whether he comes
yes.
back or not. I
Yeah.
want him to do well because you know what? You guys, don't we hear enough stories about people not doing well?
Right? People falling off wagons or
Don't we hear
falling
enough
off
of
the
that?
show. We don't need all that. We don't need all that.
No.
Let me scroll up on the chat here a little bit here. My tinfoil theory, says Melissa. Here we go. You ready for a Melissa tinfoil theory?
Yep.
Cyrus has been an undercover cop this entire time. Austin isn't dead. He's in Witsec. Cyrus has been a long-term UC undercover cop.
I love that schnit. I
Yeah,
love
isn't
it.
it? Just some kind of just crazy twist and turn.
I love
I've
it.
always been an informant.
I love it.
Oh man.
More Jeff
He was
Coker,
infiltrating the five families, she says.
Yes.
Mason's also in Witsec. I think that would be a really
Oh
interesting
my
and
gosh.
creative turn for things. People would be like, how? Drugs, he killed people. Da, 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 da. And you know what? Sometimes undercover cops have to really get into the nitty gritty.
Well, you know what? Jason has a whole bunch of bones in the pine crest.
The Pine Barrens.
Pine Barrens. Pine Barrens. He has a whole bunch of bones. So why can't Cyrus?
Why can't Cyrus? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh, sorry to say. Okay, I read that one. I need the link to Mama Cat's stuff. I don't know. We'll provide it somehow.
Okay. Look on Twitter. I'll put a link.
There you go. She shares it every once in a while too, but she'll put another one up, either tonight or pretty soon, early tomorrow. I have Pikeman confusion, a real condition. No Dex I see should be Dex, says Blink.
Well, that's why I actually, that's why we wanted to do this subject of Pikeman, because it does seem kind of like I said, this and that, because of everything that's gone on since I think they were a little bit lost with what to do for a moment. But I think they've also decided what to do.
Oh yeah, when by the time they had Valentin sit down in the van with Brennan, they knew where it was going, when it was going to pop off, and exactly who's going to die at Brooklyn's wedding.
Yeah, right. And I think that Carly going to see him in jail, bad move, girl.
Yeah, I haven't seen the scene yet,
Bad
so I'm
girl.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing the scene because Brennan, you can't trust Brennan. He's playing every side. The only thing that Jack Brennan cares about is Jack Brennan. He doesn't care about Valentin's power. He doesn't care about Pikeman. He doesn't even care about collecting a bunch of cash. He cares about, probably doing whatever it is he can to get the hell out of jail.
Well, and actually in the previous, previously he's having a cakewalk there.
He's just having a good old time, huh?
He's running that place, right?
Well, I mean, is he?
Well, what they shown him with, He has
I mean, oh
he's
yeah, he's just chilling behind a desk and being
he's
able to,
chilling doing
no
whatever he wants.
guards, walking away with Valentin. Oh yeah.
He's ordering like Jack in the Box
Mm-hmm.
tacos and getting them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. Blink says that Jagger did an interview with Stone Cold and the Jackal, Stephen Bradford, on their Daily Digest or Daily Dish
He
or whatever
did,
it
and I
is.
haven't watched it yet, but I did see that. Yes, I
So,
think he was on the last episode. I haven't watched yet though.
he's such a nice and funny guy. They continue. So, check it out. He seems like he's a fun dude. I don't know. I
He
mean,
can come on the 10th floor anytime.
anytime he wants. And apparently, this week Lois and Jagga. Jagga. Oh my God, Jagga
I
Cates. Oh my
know.
God, Jagga Cates, is that you?
I liked it.
Oh,
I
hell
liked it.
no, hell no, hell to the no, says Melissa. I don't know exactly what that's a reaction to. She'll have
Well, I
to,
don't think she wants Jagger and Lois to be together in any capacity.
yeah, maybe not.
Probably. Right, Melissa? Is that
I
it?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Blink really wants to be friends with Dex in real life because then, they would try to date them. We'll say.
I did sing karaoke with him.
Yeah, you stood right next to Dex.
Did.
He's
He
he's about
smells
as
really
tall as
good.
you are.
He smells really good.
Oh, what does he smell like now? Does he smell like hair mousse and cinnamon? What is it? No, and he cannot carry a tune, that's for sure.
No, he's not any better singer than I am. No, he's not.
Yeah, Lois and Jagger Kim test today. Yeah, for sure, for sure. See, they're
Yeah,
trying to
they
figure it
did.
out, you guys. They're trying to figure out
They
who
did.
fits with who. Mama
And
Kenny.
Brooklyn was appalled.
You mean the guy that interrogated kids?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brooklyn. Oh, what a wonderful person you are. So, I don't know, like, what else do we need to untangle about Pikeman? Let's see here. So the whole thing, so the thing goes, so Dex came onto the show because Michael hired him to spy on Sonny, and his involvement with Pikeman is the crime that they decided that they were going to isolate and turn him in for.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Michael gets cold feet. Carly destroys the footage with her foot. And Dex dumps it in a garbage can.
And now, perhaps, Charlie's got more trouble.
So Cyrus apparently, or somebody, probably Cyrus. Maybe that's why he's been an undercover cop this whole time, says Melissa,
Maybe.
Cyrus potentially recording the 5 family meetings and turning it in. And that is how they got Carly on the RICO charges. So that's not exactly Pikeman related.
No.
But it is something.
It is. It is.
Oh.
It is.
Oh boy.
It's ironic that Carly destroyed the evidence against Sonny with the stuff that Michael and Dex did.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately she decided to destroy it where it can't be recovered.
No, she can't.
And hers is still floating out there in her beautiful white dress.
Yes. She could. She isn't able to barter it or bargain it or try to trade that for Sonny or anything like that.
No,
because that's a direction that some of this stuff can go in. All right. So here's the thing. There's a couple of stuff there's a couple of things. It's, I don't know. It's tangential to Pikeman because everything ties back to everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jason doesn't know how long they're going to be dragging him through this and continuing to hold this SEC, RICO, whatever violations over Carly. And you can tell he's starting to be like, I'm done with this, bro. Stop it. I'm home now. Right?
Yeah. I'm done doing this. He
know,
said this.
right.
He said it, and I'm done.
So they could enact the charges. Sonny's not in a position right now for friends. This is something that could come up. I don't know.
Sonny is kooky as can be, and Ava is not going to come to his aid in any way. She will make it worse.
Well, I mean, we went from I'm really enjoying living the mob wife life to, can I help you? What are you? I'm trying to mac on this chick. What are you doing here, Ava?
I know. We need to talk about most of that on Sunday, but oh my God.
We can. We
Oh
can't.
my
For
gosh.
the love
And
of
I'm sure he will, like tomorrow, I'm
God.
sure he will insult her one more time.
And then she's gonna do something wicked.
Oh my gosh. We better watch Ava. I just cannot wait.
2010, Ava is back.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness.
I
Cyrus got
just
out of
can't.
prison really quickly too,
Bring
and
it, Mora. Bring it. I can't wait.
oh my gosh. Lois is too much for Kate. He can't roll. Melissa, that's true.
Well, I love Lois. She's just so full of herself all the time.
Oh goodness.
She
Trouble. I
got a
don't
lot of
know.
energy, doesn't she?
Blink, Maria Santos is fine. Yes, she does. She does. She's amazing. I really love everything that is Lois. I really, really,
I'm so
really
glad she's
do.
sticking around.
I do.
The face of
Apparently
deception
she's
and
having
all
a great
that. I love
time,
it.
you know? And everybody has wonderful things to say about Frank Valentini. Trouble is coming for Maria Santos after today, says Blink. And I gotta tell you, Blink, I think Maria Santos is fine. She's being a doctor somewhere far flung away from Port Charles. Hanging out and having a great time with her kids, maybe married, moved on from all of the trauma and drama that she experienced while living in Pine Valley. Maria Santos is having a great time somewhere. Natalia, on the other hand, she's about to step in at crime style.
She's awful. She is exactly what they want us to see. Oh my gosh, she's awful.
She's a villain. She's a villain, and
She's
people
a
hate her. They
villain.
don't want her on the
And I
show.
already want to crack her like a slap,
Yes,
a slap.
she's a villain, but she's not the criminally insane, terrible soap vixen villain. Maybe
No,
soap vixen works, but she's not the one. She's not going to blow anybody up. She's not going to blow anybody away. Not
no,
without some sort of intense storyline beforehand. But
no.
she is closer to what you would get from a villainous soap character of yesteryear. Because all of the villains that come through, they're Peter, they're Esme, they're Nell, they're certifiably freaking insane and cannot last on the show for longer than 4 or 5 years. Natalia, on the other hand, can turn the screws and mix the pot and do all kinds of stuff for 15 years.
I don't think, though, I don't think that Blaze Allison is going to have a whole much more tolerance for her mom.
No, no. I think we really are headed to some pop-offs of these things. They're probably going to be centered around the wedding. Because why
Mhm.
not?
And
why not?
Sonny will probably set Natalia straight,
Mm-hmm.
but perhaps he won't have any pants on when he does it.
Yeah, you might set her straight while making her walk crooked. You know, goodness, goodness. So so clearly things are headed toward BLQ's wedding. The Chase and BLQ wedding. Now, how big of a disaster it's going to be is up in the air right now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely going to be the location of some sort of nonsense for all of the stories. And I don't know. I mean, when it comes down to it, if you liked that or want that is totally a matter of opinion.
I think it's going to start tomorrow, but it's going to be largely next week. I think we're
Mm.
going to get a lot of wedding nonsense and Coney Island and the wedding and everything next week. And I cannot wait. And I hope there's a big, giant, juicy just surprise in all of it.
There's going to be a something. I don't know exactly what it is.
I hope so.
Blink. There we go. Blink reminds us here about Eloy. I don't know how to pronounce it yet. Eloy. That's what it is.
Eloy.
Because I saw it
Eloy.
written down more than I actually heard it, and so my own
Yeah,
trying to
They
pronounce
said
the word
Eloy.
got away.
So
Eloy.
yeah, her brother's coming to town in the next couple of weeks for
Yeah.
sure.
And so Eloy shot Austin, and he's Pikeman.
Probably not, but I think he will he'll be, for one thing, I think he's going to be dreamy.
Oh, probably. He's a guitarist, right? And so, do you remember? Listen, so the real life counterpart of this person, I don't think looked like the actor who played this person. But do you remember Selena's husband in the Selena movie?
Absolutely.
That is who I'm picturing in my mind. A younger version, of course, but that's who I have in my mind right now of what this guy looks like. And if that's the case, then Trina, oh boy, you might be having a great time.
I think he's going to be dreamy. I think he's going to be mysterious. I think he's going to be sexy.
I think he should have an
And I think
accent
he's
too.
going to be age appropriate for Trina.
Yes, I think he should also have an accent because why not? I don't care
It's
if his
like Ricky
sister and his
Martin
mom
comes
don't.
comes to town all over again.
And they also had Juan Santiago as well. Remember him?
Yeah.
I'm all for
Ricky
it.
played Miguel, and he was awesome.
I think Elizabeth is still married to Juan in real life.
She is.
Yeah, well, there you go. Look at that. What do you know? I wonder how many kids they got.
I
Kelly,
think
do you
3,
know? Well, Kelly, when you
actually.
come back to the replay, you let me know. Will Ava have to show up for some reason? And will BLQ's family flip? I hope so. They did remind us all that she killed Connie Falconeri. And who
Yeah,
was
they
Connie
did.
Falconeri, Ma?
Connie Falconeri is Olivia's cousin.
Boom. Olivia ain't gonna be happy to see her there. I remember
No.
Olivia having a mental psychic vision of blood in the alley.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
3 kids,
That
says
wasn't
Kelly.
no Kate Howard. That was Connie Falconeri.
That was Connie Falconeri. Kelly says that they have 3 kids together, Elizabeth and Juan in real life.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't remember his real name. I'm sure if I saw it, I'd go, "Oh, that's Juan," but I don't remember what his real name is right now. Kate Howard. That wasn't Kate Howard. That was Connie Falconeri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kate
She
Howard
showed
wasn't
up.
real.
She showed up to town as Kate Howard, and Sonny recognized her after a couple of encounters.
Didn't I bone you in the neighborhood?
And she was in complete denial of who she was. It was like she had convinced herself that there was no such person. And the one person that made her knock it off with a couple of attempts actually was Olivia.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jacarius.
It was great.
It was so good.
It was actually a long time ago now.
A lot of this stuff, especially with Olivia. Olivia was on the show for forever and ever. You wouldn't realize really how long she's been on.
Yeah. Lisa's been on a long time now.
A long time. She got a chance. So they Soaps did this big ALS event that was in Los Angeles and was too expensive for me to go to. But Jonathan Frakes was there.
I heard. I actually saw a couple of little clips. Yeah, I did.
And he took a picture with Lisa Lo Cicero. And Lisa Lo Cicero was like, look at this, Miral Paris, me. Because she was in Star Trek for an episode. And Commander Riker.
I said, that's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was neat.
I love it. So I saw that I can't go. I can't go, but next weekend there's going to be Finn and Dex Evan are going to be in Sacramento.
Oh, neat.
At the Punchline?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What is an interesting pair, but neat.
It's kind of a weird pair, actually.
Yeah.
But I cannot go.
Well, it is what it is. Well, if you want Mom to go,
yesterday though,
send us coffees. Send us Buy Me a Coffees. Send us a lot of Buy Me a Coffees, and we will send Ma to this event. She will take pictures and do a live report.
I'm hecka busy and I can't go anyway.
Okay, never mind then. Don't do that. But send us coffees anyway, because in August they have the GH fan event. So remember how they would do the convention, and then 2 weeks later they would have the GH fan club event, right? And we would be like, right? Well, there's no convention this year.
I know, right?
So in August,
I'm so scared there's not going to be one again.
It's okay. It's all right, because they have these GH fan club events that we haven't attended yet. And as we heard from people who did go to the convention, it's a little more up close and personal. But it's also wickedly too expensive to do it all. Like, you really have to pick and choose what it is that you want to attend, because these full meals and Q&As and up close and pictures and no barriers and it's like $150 per thing.
Per segment,
right?
Right.
So you really got to kind of pick and choose which ones it is that you want to go to. So if you want to send the 10th floor to something like that, Buy Me a Coffee is probably the best way to do that, because YouTube holds on to money like nobody's business. I haven't gotten what you guys gave me last month, and I'm not gonna until the end of this month.
Yeah.
They hold on to it forever. So Buy Me a Coffee or something like that. If you want, don't feel like you have to. This isn't me saying you must, But if you were interested in sending the 10th floor, at least one of us, to some of these events, one of these events, contribute. Um, and yeah, we can do a special Zoom and share pictures and reactions and events. And really, when it comes down to it, this would be a good move when it comes to 10th floor itself, because well, this stuff usually leads to somebody winding up on the podcast.
It does.
Whether it be
It
the
has
Emmys or
previously. It
Day of
has.
Days or any number of other little things that we've done, usually we're able to get at least one person to want to sit down with us on Zoom. So you're
And
investing in yourself.
we're still trying to go to the daytime Emmys, you guys.
Oh yeah,
Which is
I'm
just
still waiting
next
on that
month.
email. Here's the thing: all of my friends in the biz have not said, "Oh my gosh, have you gotten your email?" So it doesn't seem like everybody has gotten it. I do not assume that my friends in the business would start keeping secrets over the fact that they got the email from me.
I don't think so.
So I'm assuming that it just hasn't gone out yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
But actually, we are prepared. We are, if we get the green light, we are actually prepared to go already.
oh yeah, it'll be very
We are.
easy. We still have all the equipment.
Yes.
We got some nice clothing. I have slimmed down tremendously since last year. So, these people in real life. I don't know who's gay, but hey, how's it going? Hey baby. How you doing? How you doing, baby?
So, if it turns out if they ever, send out the invites
Okay.
for the red carpet,
Mhm.
we will definitely apply to go.
Oh, for sure. And we'll
Not,
keep you all
it is,
informed.
but it's not that far away, really.
Nah.
About a month. About 1 month,
Yeah,
right?
about a month away. So I'm really expecting it maybe by next Monday.
Anytime.
Really
And
anytime.
and in December, we didn't get that email any more,
It was like
it
2
was
or
the
3
last, it
weeks.
felt last minute
It
before
was
as well.
definitely 2 or 3 weeks or something. Angela had to scramble in order to make sure that she had a flight, and
Yes,
and
yes,
there was a lot
yes.
of like pulling, like waiting, pulling the trigger.
But
So
thankfully, Matthew and I don't really have to go through that because he's already there.
yes,
And I'm just in NorCal.
yeah,
I can drive up.
you're in driving distance, and you're going to be able to drive. I think until you're 102 years old with the direction that you're going in, Ma. So I think we got a lot of
Hopefully.
events ahead of us.
I'm sure gonna try.
Bringing us back to topic, Jakaria says that Brennan is easy on the eyes, in my opinion.
I
Charles Mesure.
he's there's something about him, but I don't know. He's just so slimy.
He is.
He's
The
still so
character is slimy.
for me.
But so the character sliminess is getting in the way of Charles's
Exactly.
amazing work. I'm pretty sure he was on Desperate Housewives.
Was he?
I believe so. I'm gonna look it up and double check, but I think he was.
Well, there was like the slimy dudes on that's for sure. Lots of them.
I don't know if his name is Charles Measure or Charles Mesure. Yeah.
I really do think that Carly stepped in it. They're going to see him.
Yeah.
I think she stepped in it. That was not a good move.
Yeah, he's the one that got Mike Delfino shot.
Oh.
And wound up
She
with.
should have talked to Jason first before she went to go see him.
But here's the thing, though, Ma. Like we said earlier on in this podcast, what happens when Carly and Jason tell each other what they're about to do? They said, "Don't do that." And then they get frustrated with each other. How come you don't let me help you? And so they've just started to avoid telling each other what they're up to.
Yep.
It's kind of what it's coming down to me, at least.
I'm sorry, you guys. The ones, whoever wants to see like Carly and Jason with snuggles, I don't think those snuggles are going to come as soon as you might hope.
No, it's going to be a long road getting from there to here.
A long road to snuggles.
It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. We can always get Mama Cat a Yuri to drive her. Ooh, you want Yuri to drive you from NorCal to SoCal, Ma? I'm going to tell you all sorts of stories about my time over in Eastern Europe.
I'd much rather you guys get Blackie Parrish over there to do it for me.
You want to hang out with John Stamos, do you? I love Charles Measure, says Diane. He's not too hard to look at, says Melissa. I think he's fine, says Shikarius. Look at that, just all kinds of different. I love Charles Measure in the comments right now. Kiki and Morgan were the first residents of the brownstone after Michael's renovation. That must be your reaction to something else. Michael bought the brownstone and had it refurbished. I don't know what's happened to it since. Maybe it's the apartment building that Dex lived in. I think they're talking about where Anna just moved into.
Looks like Sasha's old gig, doesn't it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's Sasha's old apartment. I mean, that with the high counter in the kitchen.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one where she. Yeah.
It actually kind of looks like your brother's house too, with a high,
Yeah, there was a lot of scenes
like
with her and
circular
Gladys.
kind of, high
Yeah.
kitchen counter.
It wasn't the biggest. It's not the biggest place in the world. Yeah, I remember Sasha and Gladys having a number of scenes at the table.
Yes, yes, and it looks like they maybe did a little bit different with the wallpaper. I'm not sure,
Try to dress it up a little bit.
but it looks a little bit different. But that's Sasha's place for sure.
Kim and Oscar lived there, says Blinken. Yeah, that triggers
Yes.
a memory for me as well.
Yes,
Oscar and Kim
yes,
having conversations about his cancer on that set.
yes,
Yes. I've got faith at the heart. Oh, Melissa, you knew the reference. Thank you. I was singing the intro song to Star Trek Enterprise. It's been a long road. It's an old Rod Stewart song too, I think.
Yeah.
Getting from there to here. Jacarius apologizes for missing Days for Dummies. Well, you know what, Jacarius? Your position as TA is still perfectly open and valid for you. Come on back whenever you're ready. No
You know what,
stress.
Jacarius, you just bring your bud there on Sunday morning. It's going to be Mother's Day, and I expect to see you there.
Well, there you go. See, now you got the official request from Mama Cat to celebrate Mother's Day with her on Sunday.
Yes.
We're going to be doing it all day because you're a mama. Angela's a mama. I have had animals, so we'll say that I've been a mama papa. Here's the thing. When my niece was really young, like too young to really understand exactly all the details about life and the differences therein, she asked me if I had a wife. When I said no, I don't have a wife. If I had a wife, you definitely would have met her by now. And I also informed her that I'm never gonna have a wife either. Instead, I'm gonna have a husband. And she was like, "Oh, okay." Little kid, totally accept it. Not poisoned by the world yet. Oh, okay. And then she thinks about it some, and then she goes, "Well, when you have kids, that means you're going to be a mommy with a mustache." And I said, "You're right."
I totally remember that.
And I said, "You know what? You're right." And then she scampered off and had a great time.
Yep.
So with that in mind, I guess, a mommy with a mustache I will be on Sunday. just thinking about it.
And it was just with such innocence and just like revelation, right?
Happy early Mother's Day, ladies. And of course, single fathers. Single fathers get to celebrate if they want to do Mother's Day or Father's Day because they got to do both, right?
Absolutely.
Got to be mommy and daddy.
Anybody that does it by themselves, by all means,
take both
you
days.
pat yourself on your back every freaking day, not just those 2 days, okay? Every day.
Mustache mommy, Matt says Melissa.
That's hilarious.
Goodness. Is Anna gonna date that hot cop who's helping her move? Ooh, did Bennett help her move?
Yeah, someone help her move. Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, as it turns out, Bennett's only spelled with one T. Remember that, everybody. It doesn't matter. Oh, Cheryl agrees. Absolutely, take both days. There we go. That's it, folks. We talked about Pikeman some. We talked about GH a little bit. You get here on the 10th floor. It's never going to be textbook and with like a chapter breakdown and stuff. We're going to talk about whatever comes up, and that's the fun.
Yep.
So I don't know. Next week we'll talk about something.
We haven't decided yet, but we will think of something.
We're open to suggestions though. So if you want to tweet us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH with some ideas on skinny dipping into something, we'd be happy.
It could be like storyline. It could be character.
Yeah. And we'll just shove them in the deep end and hold them down under the water as we break it apart and try to keep the conversation as close to that topic as we possibly can for the hour. That's our best promise to you. So maybe we can talk about the PCPD. I don't know. That's pretty broad. We'll figure it out though.
Yep.
Mm. People got questions as to why Sam is behaving like she does, so maybe we can talk about Sam, especially with what she's been through recently.
We
The
could
new
talk about
Sam
Sam.
podcast.
Well, you know what, Matt? Let's do this. Let's
Ooh,
do this on Twitter,
inspirational.
okay?
Yeah?
Let's do this on Twitter.
You want a poll?
Let's do a survey
Ooh.
with 3 or 4 different categories or characters or
Okay.
storyline, whatever. I
Michael
don't know what
Saucedo
they
page
are.
on.
Let's do a survey
Mm-hmm.
and, and then we'll do a deep dive on whatever one gets the most votes.
Okay. We'll come up with some
How's
options.
that?
Skinny dip on Jagger Kate suggests
Yeah.
Melissa. She just wants to talk about her sexy heels. Michael Saucedo played one. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you. See, I told you if I would have, because if you would have said, "Oh yeah, remember Michael Saucedo on this, Michael Saucedo on the show," I'd have been like, "Oh yeah, I remember him. He was that singing one." Mm-hmm. I would remember. I had a crush on him when I was a teen. What can I say? Dark hair. I don't know. Always enjoyed like dark featured
Yeah,
men.
so
So what can
let's
I
do
say?
that.
Oh, shame of all of you who made fun of Maxia's ugly sweaters. You know what? We'll talk about that on Sunday. Take a
I'm so
blink.
glad not to
We'll
see
talk
this.
about that on Sunday. Blink. Specifically, you blink. Bringing it up. Oh, the moth-eaten sweater.
Good idea.
Maxie's beautiful. She always has been, and I'm just making it fun. Blink. I think what you want, say what you want. I don't care. I'm not here to censor you. All right, folks. That's it. Let's get out of here before the cops that Kelly called come and take us away.
How will you call the
She
cops?
did at the beginning of the hour. She said that she thinks we're safe, but I see the red and blue lights on the streets below.
I'm going to come after you, Kelly.
Kelly, we're gonna find you on that island. I have a particular set of skills, you see, and I'm going to find you. All right, let's get out of here before Dante has a crisis of conscience while putting us in handcuffs. Get in your
I love it.
cars. Previous episode of the 10th floor you can find on all your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, reach out to us on Twitter. I'll send you in the right direction. At 10th floor GH is the account on Twitter. Follow us there. Have the conversation about soaps all weeks long, in which I try to not fight with people, but boy, oh boy, do I lose sometimes in that endeavor. Like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff. Share with your friends, and come back on Sunday morning. We'll be here 9 a.m. for Days for Dummies, and then 11 a.m. for 10th Floor General Hospital. That's it. We'll see you next Thursday. Goodbye.
All right, guys.
All right.